Thank you for tuning in to the Cannabis Currency podcast, sponsored by publiclytradedpodcasts.com. Cannabis Currency provides companies an outlet to share valuable information with a focus on CBD, hemp, and cannabis markets. From testing laboratories to full-scale hemp farming, agricultural, nutraceutical, and pharmaceutical development and production, ancillary businesses and consultants, medicinal and recreational dispensaries, oils, edibles, infused beverages, and more. Cannabis Currency brings to the forefront publicly traded companies on the cutting edge to help heighten your awareness in an ever-expanding market. Here's your host, Marcus Heatherly.
Thank you for joining us on today's episode of Cannabis Currency. We're excited to have a new company with us, Bhang Inc. Bhang is a cannabis brand with a portfolio of over 100 cannabis, hemp-derived CBD, and terpene products, which are sold through various licensees and or Bhang directly, including chocolates, pre-rolls, vapes, gums, beverages, gummies, and mouth sprays. And with us today, we're excited to have him as the president, Mr. Tom Stein. Tom, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Marcus. Very glad to be here.
Mr. Stein, for those that don't know, recently was appointed president of Bhang Inc. in late May of this year, and he brings to the table a wealth of experience in the adult beverage industry with plans to help further Bhang's mission of establishing a globally recognized cannabis house of brands. Mr. Stein, if you would, give me a little detail about yourself and company, Bhang Inc.
Certainly. My background is about 15 years of leadership positions within the adult beverage, like you mentioned. I've run specific teams in finance and operations and sales and marketing, and had a unique perspective of how the entire machine operates from all different inputs of those particular departments. So that has given me a unique platform to take a look at where Bhang was at and where it's going, and I'm very proud to be here.
Well, I'm sure that they're very excited to have you to drive things forward. I know from personal experience you guys are a quality brand in the edible market, and recently you guys had news out on July 1st that Bhang won first place in the best cannabis-infused chocolate category at WeedCon 2019. What do you think, Mr. Stein, this says about your brand?
I think that's another notch in the belt of a brand that has a 9-year history of providing and producing superior quality products that meet the consumer's demand. And I think it's important to look backwards in time at Scott Van Rexel. When he established Bhang in 2010, he was the first to introduce standardized dosing and standardized nutritional panels and standardized CPG packaging to an industry that at that time was dominated by plastic baggies and brown paper bags. And he was the first to introduce that, which has, I think, set the stage for where the entire industry is today. So my hat's off to Scott and for his visionary thinking 9 years ago, which has always been part of the DNA that is currently Bhang and will always be part of Bhang's future. And the first place at WeedCon is just another nod that the industry and the consumers give to Bhang and all of its products. We have probably won 30 to 40 different awards. You can see them on our website at bangnation.com or bangcbd.com. And there you'll see as the first places and the second places and the chairman's trophies of all of our entries. And again, that always goes down to the DNA of the consistency of the product, our integrity in the ingredients, our integrity in supply chain, and our ability to produce a superior product that the consumer always has wanted and demands.
It's very exciting. When I got word that you guys were going to come on, I recognized and known the brand, and it's very easy, I believe, to see investors and other people get excited behind something when they know it's a quality product, because quality products sell themselves. So that's why I was very excited to have Bhang on. Mr. Stein, the real big news is that July 9th, you guys completed a reverse takeover transaction in the U.S., and now as of July 11th are trading on the Canadian Stock Exchange as well under the ticker symbol BHNG. Congratulations. How do you guys envision going public, fueling the growth of Bhang?
Oh, thank you very much. And yes, that was an amazing day. There was a big celebration here because there's a lot of people along the history of Bhang and our current teams that pushed this forward and made it happen. So it was a unique moment in the history of Bhang. The exciting part is why we went public. And I think that's where you're going to.
Mm-hmm.
The reason we went public is not to sustain the business or not to create a business. It is only to further accelerate an already amazing business and pour gasoline on a very big fire. It is meant to organize us and help us move very quickly into our international markets and expand our footprint there. It's meant to accelerate our acquisition plan and our merger plan of some of the things that your people will actually start to see being announced as of today. We announced our JV with Oceana Coffee Company, and we'll be producing coffee that is CBD infused at an extremely high quality. Another note about Oceana is that they are also a gold medal winning coffee producer that is well recognized within their industry. So we look for a strategic partnership that had the same vision and the same dedication to superior quality products. We came together and we'll be producing an amazing product that will be infused with our top quality CBD, and will be hitting shelves stores within the end of the third to the beginning of fourth quarter.
That is very exciting news. And obviously, when you partner with like-minded brands and entities, you sometimes have a great synergy that can drive growth. So that's very great news to hear. Tom, what else can we expect to see from Bhang as we finish the summer here and head into the fourth quarter of 2019?
So from Bhang's perspective, barring any of the future announcements that were between now and when this podcast comes out, we will be expanding quite rapidly into about 6 segments that make up our market. And I would say currently we're in about 3. So we're going to be adding 3 new market segments, again, through either new-to-world products or through our joint ventures and our acquisitions that are seamlessly integrated into the Bhang's ecosystem. However, all contain the same DNA of high standards, high-quality product, and continuing to deliver what the consumer wants.
Folks, we're highlighting Bhang Inc. today on Cannabis Currency. They're trading under the ticker symbol BHNG. Most of my listeners will already be aware of the quality brand and be excited to see the opportunity to make an investment. Again, check them out under the ticker symbol BHNG. Mr. Stein, would you please give us any final thoughts, maybe that we didn't get to talk about today, to our Cannabis Currency listeners and your investors?
I would say the one thing I'll leave everybody with is that Bhang is not only a quality brand or a worldwide brand, but one of the pieces within our DNA is the stewardship to the industry. And we look at that from the basic building blocks of providing a properly dosed product that has all the quality aspects that a consumer would want, with the reliability of a lab-tested results or lab-tested product. That is the benchmark of our stewardship platform. And the stewardship platform at Bhang is all about regulation and about expansion of the cannabis universe to the general public. And that's something that we hold very dear to our heart, and that we want to continue to broadcast with the proper partners out there that are also aligned with us to make sure that cannabis in general, all strains of cannabis,
yes,
is seen as the next big CPG accepted marketplace globally.
Very well said, folks. That was Mr. Tom Stein. He is the president of Bhang Inc. They're on the OTC and the CSE. The ticker symbol is BHNG. If you haven't, please go take a look at them. They've been at the forefront of the cannabis-infused market and CBD industry. And like Tom mentioned, they kind of brought dosing in. And I can firsthand tell you from family members that was very important as they got in to trusting cannabis and CBD for their health concerns. So, Mr. Stein, I want to thank you for your time. Thank you for coming on. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Marcus, and thank you to all of your listeners. Much appreciated.
This audio interview was entirely sponsored and produced by Publicly Traded Podcasts, which is responsible for the content. The opinions and information provided in this audio interview are those of the guests and those of the respective companies that they represent, and do not necessarily reflect those of the team or management of Publicly Traded Podcasts. All listeners of this audio interview are encouraged to do their due diligence and research when planning and executing investment strategies. We strongly recommend seeking the assistance of an investment professional. The guests interviewed may have paid for an extended audio distribution package and are in no way affiliated with Publicly Traded Podcasts or their audio distribution partners.